And do me a favor, if you say, well, I have a thermometer at home, but it's the kind you stick in your mouth. Well, then you need to come and take a look at this one, because we have sold, listen to this, we have sold 185,000 of these Homewell Essential no-touch digital thermometers. And so the whole idea behind this is that you just have to get within about 2 inches of the person and you'll be able to take their temperature, which, I mean, where was this when I was raising 4 kids? I mean, seriously, how many times when your children were sick and they had a fever and, you know, you're on the phone to the doctor or, you know, whatever, the children's hospital, and they're like, well, what's their temperature right now? And I'm like, I don't know, and they're finally sleeping, so I'm not sure I want to wake them up to take it. But now you don't have to. Let me show you something. All I have to do, it's super simple. The batteries even come with it. I'm going to turn it on, just like that. All right, now you're going to have to watch from the side. So I'm going to come up, and let's see what it says. What is my temperature? There it is, 98.1. And it's now going to store that in the memory. And so if I even want to scroll through some of the different ones that have, this has probably been cleared, but the fact is that you can store a lot of readings in it as well. Janine Mullen is joining us. She's another one of these wonderful people who bring us a lot of great wellness products. Janine, how are you on this Friday?
I'm great. Friday, right?
Friday, all right.
You know, it's a little warm at my house right now. It's so hot here in Pennsylvania. And not only can you take the temperature of your body with this Homewell thermometer, you can also take the air temperature and surface temperature. But you know, this is such a hot topic right now to talk about thermometers.
No
pun
intended. Yeah.
Right. And Mary Beth, it saves 32 readings, which I think is fantastic. So you can go back after you hit that memory button and it'll show you your last 32 readings. As you can see, the readings that were elevated to a fever on my thermometer are actually illuminated to red. So it will backlight green if the temperature is a normal, yellow if it's in the danger zone, and red if it's a fever. And it will also beep if you have the sound on. And that's another thing, Mary Beth, you can decide if you want the sound on or off. I like that you can turn that sound off if you want.
Yeah. It also will take the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's just another option.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's FDA cleared. It's clinically accurate. I know it does have some great features. It's very user-friendly. So when you get it home, it comes with the batteries. You just push the big button in the middle, you turn it on, and then there's a mode button. So you decide if you're going to take body temperature, air temperature, or surface temperature. I usually do the body, obviously. You go less than 2 inches from your forehead, and you just push that big button, and there is your temperature reading.
And she even took the temperature of the water before she put the baby in it. You know, I mean, like most of us will do this, you know, the old elbow in the water kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, that's the old-fashioned way. But if you really do want to know the temperature of the water, you can put it on the surface and then you can go boom. Now, 200 of these already ordered in our show. I haven't even told you about the price. Listen to this. So QVC's price is normally $39.96, $40. And I will tell you, it was worth every penny when it was at that price. But right now, it is clearance priced, and it's half price. Instead of $40, it's less than $20. And, you know, when these first came out, Janine, I still remember, it was actually, wasn't it during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean,
I bought 3 of these, one to keep at my house, one to give to one of my children who are adults now, young adults, and one to my son and daughter-in-law who have our grandkids. And the whole thing was because every time I saw that video of that little baby sound asleep, or it could be a grown-up. It could be somebody you're caring for. But look at that. She could turn the sound off. She could take that baby's temperature without having to stick it in either end like we used to. And then you had to try to read the mercury reading, and half the time you couldn't read those things either. And I mean, this is accurate, and this is brilliant, and this is now less than $20. And if you really needed to know the temperature of the air in your house, like, even the fact is if you were in a home that doesn't have air conditioning, and think about a lot of the elderly who are more sedentary, can't necessarily get up and walk, you know, all over the house to go to wherever the thermostat is. And they start to realize it's hot hot in here. Sorry, I'm the one with the frog. But anyway, they can actually take an air temperature if they need to. So it's this simple. I'm going to show you here once again. I'm going to turn it on. The green light comes on. Now, all I have to do, I just put it up there near me. Okay, and now come in real close. So I'm going to see if you can see it. There it is, 97.9. And actually, that stays lit, but it was hard for the camera to catch it at that point. So 97.9. And the other thing.
And that's more typical.
Yeah,
that's more of a
that.
typical reading.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, you were talking about the old school thermometers that we had to use with our kids. But when you're doing digital, when you're taking the temperature outside of the body, it's more typical to be 97.6. So don't think about the 98 anymore. We're doing temperature reading different than maybe that you grew up with. It's more typical to be like 97.6. But worry not, because you can read very easily the numbers because the screen is so big. But also, it's going to backlight green if the temperature's in the normal zone, yellow if the temperature's in the danger zone, and red if it's an elevated temperature. So you will know if it's the fever or not. And you know, Mary Beth, I like too that it does come with this little pouch, because this does make a great gift. I know that sounds funny.
No,
I like the little box.
Yeah.
My son is going to college this year, and I have this with his little college things that I'm collecting. And you know what, Mary Beth, one more thing I just love. I know a lot of people have thermometers. Do you know where your thermometer is right now? Because that's the worst.
That's right. Keep it right where your first aid kit is, so you always know where it is. And this is brilliant, half price. And by the way, here's the bad news. Because it's at a clearance price, when it's gone, it's gone. So get them right now. Get as many as you need. It even comes with the 2 AAA batteries that are needed. Thank you so much, Janine. Really appreciate having you with us.